This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario.
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 203. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Okay, so before we get into the list, there's something that I want to talk about really quick.
All these lighthouses?
Yeah, we're surrounded by lighthouses currently. Yeah, we're currently recording from my hip bachelor pad in my mom's basement.
You gotta say that in the comic book store,
Mom,
man's
keep
voice.
it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Coming from my mom's basement. Stay upstairs, Mom, we're recording.
We don't want snacks.
No snacks right now. It's very serious. So, we started this 4 years ago,
Yeah.
right? Ooh, no, 5.
Well, yeah.
It's now been 5 years.
It has, true. 2019.
And we started this as kind of, we touted it as the clean alternative, the clean geek alternative podcast.
Yeah.
We've since abandoned that whole thing. And so I want to let the people know that are listening that from now on, and I haven't talked to you guys about this yet, from now on, don't worry so much about censoring yourselves.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, I'm not talking about dropping F-bombs every other word.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, certain jokes or stuff like that maybe you thought, maybe it wouldn't be that appropriate. Go nuts.
Nice.
So
No
I'm just...
pun intended.
Right. So I'm just letting all the people who are listening know that...
We're turning into Joe Rogan.
maybe not that bad. But we've tried to keep it kind of cleaner, more on the family-friendly side, but... Yeah.
And I was never told this, so I apologize for everything I've said in the past.
Yeah. No, it's
more
fine.
racy.
It's fine. Honestly, you haven't been that bad, but just letting the people know that it's not going to be extremely explicit or anything like that, but it's just not going to be as censored as it has been in the past.
Yeah. We are internetainers,
Exactly.
after all. And podcasts are more fun when people are trying to be funny. And some things can only be funny in certain ways.
Exactly. And I think a lot of the time, when you think you might have a funny comment, but you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that, and it kind of takes away from maybe the entertainment. So we're going to start to get away from that. So anyway.
This is like the moment in PG-13 movies where they allowed you to say one F word.
Exactly.
Right? Kind of a moment.
Exactly.
Okay, so we get one F word per episode. It will not be me who says it, by the way. But
See, and it won't be me because I don't swear in my normal life.
yeah,
And so I wouldn't swear here.
Recording audiobooks.
Well, yeah.
So AJ, you get one swear word.
Yes.
It's all yours.
Fuck yeah. Oh, wait. There you go.
There we go.
Got it.
Coming out of the
Twitch
box.
a little bit, but
Coming out of the box hard. But yeah, like, if I'm being paid to say it, like you said with audiobooks, then I'll say it.
So, if I give you $1? No.
More than that.
Oh, man.
Okay. Let's get into this here. So we're going to start out with a list, because everybody loves a list.
Most definitely.
By the way, if anybody wants to send us like a theme song to that, feel free.
Just don't make it sound like that Baby Shark song.
No, please. That AJ subjected us to before we started recording.
Okay, it was only because Colton was...
I have enough of it in my
Singing
personal
it.
life, okay?
I spent so long trying to avoid that, and you just shoved it in my face. All right.
You want to touch that, Colton?
No, I do not want to touch it. Thank you, though.
Starting already. Well, I've been recording less than 5 minutes. All right. 2019 is going to be the year of the superhero movies.
I thought that was 2018.
Well, 2019 has
been,
it beat.
2008, you know.
There's a lot coming out in 2019. So we'll go through each movie, kind of give our thoughts on it. We're looking forward to it. Are we not? And we'll go from there. So, coming in just 5 days, Glass, January 18th.
I was really looking forward to this movie, but after hearing some of the reviews and even seeing the trailers, I'm like tentative. It's more, I'm going into this movie more like Venom style, you know, where you're like
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people are saying, well, people are worried that with M. Night, that he has so much pressure on this movie that he might choke, as he's done in the past. When he starts to get so much momentum that he just stumbles.
Well, this already felt a little bit like it was shoehorned in.
A little bit.
Right? They just threw him at the very tail end.
It's kind of like he made the movie Split, and at the last second, he's like, ooh, we should put Bruce Willis at the end of this, and then tie it all together.
Exactly.
That's what it feels like.
Exactly.
It feels like everything's being shoehorned. I'm still, like you said, cautiously optimistic. I might not see it in theaters, though. I haven't seen any of them in theaters, especially not Unbreakable.
Have you gone back
because
and watched
I wasn't alive.
Unbreakable?
Yeah, I watched that before I watched Split.
Okay.
You weren't on live when...
I don't know when Unbreakable came
out.
Charles like,
please don't do that to me.
It was in the 90s, right?
I don't know.
Early 2000s?
Only if there was a device that we could look up.
I know.
When this movie came out.
It just reminds me of the Ear Biscuits podcast when they say stuff like this and then they have someone off camera and off microphone that just Googles it.
That's what we need. We need
fact checker.
Off mic fact checker.
Oh man, you think your mom would want to do that?
No.
That'd be awesome. She could just sit down here for the episode.
We wouldn't be able to.
We'd have to
remove the restrictions that we just took off of us.
We'd have to censor ourselves again. Captain Marvel, March 8th. I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
Yes.
The more I see of this movie, the more it looks really freaking cool. It looks like it's gonna be like what Green Lantern could have been, where it takes place, some of it takes place on another world, and you see a bunch of aliens, and you're in space, and it's gonna be cool.
I hope they do a better job than what they did with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
People like that show. I like that show.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was like one of my least favorite ones.
Entertainment value.
I really liked it.
Everybody's a critic.
It was okay. No, I'm just saying, you know how they I don't know if it was really necessary for him to show up. Like everybody I kind of already knew from the Infinity War. At the very tail end, Ant-Man, he shows up at the front door.
Oh, in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the movie itself.
Oh no.
By the way, I looked up Unbreakable. It was released in 2000.
2000.
So I was 6.
Okay.
So definitely wouldn't have seen a rated R movie.
I was 15.
At 6 years old.
And I did see it. Shazam. April 5th.
I'm really looking forward to
Me
this.
too.
It looks fun.
It does.
It looks a lot of fun.
I'm sure it's going to be cheesy, but I don't even care.
Yeah.
I think this is the first movie of this style that DC has done, and I really hope that they do a really good job with it.
They kind of did a little bit with Aquaman. Went more that direction. They kind of went
but you couldn't tell from the trailers. Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
With it.
Which Aquaman just crossed $1 billion today. It just made $1 billion.
Chump change,
right?
Yeah. April 12th, Hellboy.
I haven't even really seen much about this movie.
I've seen the trailer that came out.
I love the comics and the original Del Toro movies, but this one, it looks way too campy.
Too Hollywood?
It reminds me a lot of Johnny English. Kind of a Hellboy Johnny English.
That's not a comparison I thought you'd make. Hellboy Johnny English.
Well, because they're like these English British guys that are like talking back and forth and joking and being like snarky. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll work.
All right. Johnny Hellboy. Hellboy English.
Yes.
Avengers Endgame, April 26th.
Of course, we're all looking forward to this.
Yes.
Your wife's birthday.
Oh, it is coming out on the 26th.
Yep.
Oh, thanks for making me look
You're
bad.
like,
You're welcome.
You're like
he actually remembers.
I probably honestly won't even be able to see this in theaters because we'll have a brand new baby at that time.
That's true. Too bad.
Unfortunately. Or maybe I'll convince her to let me go with you guys.
Is this one of those movies that you guys are gonna go see opening day, if at all possible?
If at all possible, probably.
I would like
if
to.
I can, yeah.
I've just been kind of
I
disappointed
just-
when I've gone and seen these movies, like not this one in particular, but like certain movies when it comes out the day of, because you get those fans that aren't real fans. That
See,
I don't care much about that.
I enjoy the crowd mentality. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy when people get excited and they cheer in certain parts, and because that's how you feel inside, and I don't do that personally.
but to have other people
Have
do
other
that-
people do it,
Mhm.
yeah.
I just don't want to have spoilers, so I'm going to try to go on opening day.
Okay, I don't think it's more so like the cheering, because I do like that, and everybody claps at the end, and like it's kind of like a Star Wars kind of a feel to it.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't like is where everybody laughs louder than what they normally would. I'd like to,
Oh, yeah. And then for
Yeah.
longer, too, and you
Yeah.
miss the dialogue after.
Yeah.
That's why you need to get those subtitle things.
Yeah.
you watch all movies with subtitles.
I do. Did you guys see my Facebook post the other
I
day?
sure did.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense
You
why
guys
you do.
mocked my subtitles at first, but welcome to my life. It's a nightmare.
June 7th, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Take it or leave
I'm
it
kind of sick of X-Men.
Yeah, I'm
movies,
done with the
honestly.
X-Men films.
until they start crossing over.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Which could be sooner rather than later.
that's when I'll start caring about them again.
July 6th, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
They did a great job with the last Spider-Man movie, and I think they're just going to keep getting better.
Do you think that he'll actually get 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have to make it a trilogy. It's just...
I'm sure.
They didn't with Andrew Garfield.
They didn't?
No.
Well, those
Only
movies
the two.
didn't do well.
Which I thought they were decent. Like the second one was like
Well,
not as good.
And that's the thing. They were decent.
Yeah.
I think Andrew Garfield, as like when he is like in his the dialogue that he has with the bad guys, I think that was a great Spider-Man type thing. But I think he just didn't look like Spider. I mean, he was like what 30 when he played Spider-Man,
Pretty close,
as
yeah.
a teenager.
Yeah.
Same with Tobey Maguire. And that's the thing people are saying. Tobey Maguire looked like a 40-year-old man trying to play a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And
Into the Spider-Verse, he kind of looked like the older Spider-Man.
yeah, exactly. And he was a good Peter Parker. He had the nerdy part down, but he wasn't the best Spider-Man. Now with Andrew Garfield, it was the opposite. He was a great
But
Spider-Man.
you couldn't
Yeah.
tell he was a nerd before. Like he didn't look like.
Exactly. When he was out of the costume, it's like, that's not Pete. He's way too handsome to be Peter
That's
Parker.
the problem that I had with the first trilogy that came out, the Tobey Maguire ones, because like after you become Spider-Man, you're not supposed to be a nerd anymore.
Right.
But he still always looked like a nerd, especially in the third one when he's like in his emo stage when he has the
Dancing
Venom
around.
suit stuff.
Yeah,
on.
we-
Walking down the street.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
They
Although,
made fun of that in
yeah.
Spider-Verse. That was funny.
I am glad that they brought that up. That was funny. Okay. Back to the X-Men universe. New Mutants, August 2nd.
Never even heard of this.
This one, at least it has me intrigued because it's a horror film
Mm-hmm.
set in the X-Men universe.
I have seen this.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I sent you guys the trailer on this one.
Yeah, and it looks very psychological and kind of weird, and so...
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Speaking of psychological and weird, Joker, October 14th.
Is that the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I still don't know what I think about this.
Kinda
I want to go
creeps
see
me out.
it. I want to go see it.
I do too, just
But-
because I really like Joaquin Phoenix, but
Yeah, I'm going to see it just out of sheer morbid curiosity
Mhm.
at this point.
Did the other Joker one with what's his bucket?
Jared Leto?
No, Leonardo DiCaprio get canceled.
El Caps? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was just too many Joker movies.
Yeah, I think it got shelved.
I think 2 is the max that you can have being made at one time.
I think so. Yeah.
If you have a 3, they're
Right.
like,
A
this
little
like-
too much.
a marketing scheme?
And then we also have Spawn coming out at some point next year. Not sure when.
Eh.
Much like X-Men, I'm done with Spawn.
Really? Well, we haven't had a Spawn adaptation in quite some time.
I was done with Spawn when the first movie came out.
It does feel
honestly.
like they're trying to bring them and keep them relevant.
Yeah.
Especially with the new Mortal Kombat game and some of these other things. They're just like trying to keep them, hey, he's still around.
Yeah. Don't forget about Spawn, guys. Remember Spawn?
Is that what you're hoping happens with Deadpool?
That he just goes away?
That it just, like...
Or people get sick of him?
They try to keep him around and relevant, and he just kind of fades away.
Well, unfortunately, people didn't really know, the general populace didn't even know about Deadpool until the first film.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, he's not going anywhere for a while, unfortunately.
We're going to get you to love him someday.
Exactly.
No, you won't. You will not. If I haven't by this point, it ain't gonna happen.
Do you think you would like him less if he was played by a different person?
It's not the person who plays him, it's that character.
No, I know, but do you think you would like him less than you do now if he was played by a different person? Like, do you think Ryan Reynolds brings the Ryan Reynolds charm to Deadpool?
Yes, I will give you that.
Okay.
I will give you that.
That's all I needed to know.
All right.
So we just got to get him
It's
to
a step
fall
in
in
the
love
right
with
direction.
Ryan Reynolds more.
Yes.
And I don't mind Ryan Reynolds.
I know, but
The Accountant. I rewatched that again.
that was Ryan Reynolds? No, that was
Oh no, that
Ben
was
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Oh man, Cardinal Sin.
Oh,
That happens a lot, actually.
yeah,
I don't even know why. They don't look anything alike. But I do it too.
yeah.
It's just the Deadpool character. I don't like that character. It doesn't matter who plays him. I just can't stand that character. Anyway, that's
the list.
Yeah, that's the list. We've got, and that's Deadpool. We beat that dead horse to death a lot with me. So
We beat the dead horse to death.
we beat the dead horse to death. Yeah, I heard it when I said it.
Now we're dismembering his horse legs and hitting him with his own horse legs.
Until he turns them into glue.
All right, so let's go to This Week in Geek. This is when you talk about all the geeky stories that are fit to talk about.
Okay, and I get to go first, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's like show and tell.
yeah. So IMDb has the cast members of Avengers Endgame listed, and there's some shocking people on there. One of which is the Ancient One from Doctor Strange, who we all know died in Doctor Strange, which was, a couple years at least before Endgame even or Infinity War takes place.
That is true. Interesting.
I'm thinking it's probably they're gonna say something about because Doctor Strange went through all those different scenarios, and so I'm sure probably something that was said. Mm-hmm. So it's just gonna be kind of a
maybe a flashback.
Flashback.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious
Time
as
travel.
to whether, because you know how the Guardians or whatever, Doctor Strange, whatever they're called, they do the astral projection. I wonder if they can astrally project through time without the use of the time stone.
They can.
They can.
Yes.
Okay. So that's probably why she's listed. Among some others, there is Crossbones, who was killed in the beginning of Civil War.
Yeah, he was killed. Yeah, that's interesting.
And then some Agents of
coming,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
coming back so you can actually take down Captain America. Is this the
Maybe.
death of Captain America?
I think it's more time travel.
And then,
I think with this one, it's going to be kind of a love song to the entire MCU as it's been. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to do time travel. They're going to start going back, getting these stones. So you're going to see.
As long as you still get they can't mess it up now.
No.
Or they better not. But as long as it's not too much going back. Like you have to, with the Jurassic Park series, you have to kind of pay homage to the originals, but make it your own. And so you have to pay tribute to this whole universe that they've created, but at the same time,
I'm sure, I'm sure they'll do that. But
and then one other person that was on the cast list is Ty Simpkins, who you might remember as the boy from Iron Man 3 that helps Tony Stark out quite a bit.
Iron Man 3 kid.
So he's on the cast list.
Wonderful.
And a lot of people have speculated that he's actually going to become the new Iron Man.
Oh boy, I hope so.
What?
I didn't like that kid.
Neither did I.
I liked him. He reminded me of me because he was funny. That's it. That's the other thing that reminded him of me.
And the other time that you helped out a billionaire?
Yeah.
When he
do it all the
crash
time.
landed on your farm?
You guys ever met
How old
Elon
is he
Musk?
now?
He's 17.
And he'd be the new Iron Man?
That's what some people are thinking. That's the only thing that I can think of. Why else would he be in there?
More time travel. I'm telling you.
It's such a huge movie. Why put such a small part in that movie?
So people go, hey, it's that guy.
That's true.
Hey, it's that kid. It's that kid that reminds me of Colton because he's funny.
Yeah. See, you get it.
Yeah. I'm on board.
And then there's a few people that aren't listed on the IMDb page, which will be all the people that were killed before they were dusted. So Tom Hiddleston, Idris Elba, Paul Bettany, and then Zoe Saldana.
Wow, here's my thing though.
Time travel.
Marvel is not above
waiting.
Not above tricking people.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure even if they are in there, I bet they contacted IMDb and said, do not put these people
Oh
in the
yeah, I'm
cast
sure.
list. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Loki pop up or we see Gamora or them.
I really hope that Loki doesn't, because he has escaped death so many times, it's starting to get a little played out.
Yeah. But if they do time travel, he had the Mind Stone for quite a while.
See, and that's the thing that I don't like about time travel. When you introduce that, then you have no real fear for people's lives. If you can just...
It is kind of a cop-out.
It was kind of like in Supernatural, when people would die every season and then they'd come back the next season. It got really old really quickly.
That's comic books for you.
Well, they do
they die and come back.
They do the same thing. It's like when they say it was all just a dream.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, okay.
And he woke up.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about Glass for a little bit, but the early reviews for the movie have not been great. So far, it's sitting at about, for those critics that have seen it, it's sitting at about 35%.
But then again, those are critic scores.
Yes.
And
audiences, like 95%.
It could be.
They should just start calling it the Colton Review.
As far as I know,
most
M. Night Shyamalan movies don't do well critic-wise.
Yeah, you're right.
Not in the last 10 years.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
20.
I think it's because critics are getting a little sick of his crap.
We're all getting sick of his crap.
Yeah, he's actually had to pay for his own movies to get them made.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. Maybe there's a little bit of a bias creeping in there that if they were to separate the man from the movie, that maybe it might have a higher score.
I think the problem is he does a twist in every single movie that he touches.
Yeah.
And that's his thing. And I think that if he went away from that for one movie, that would be like revolutionary for him and people would start liking him again.
Yeah. Like with After Earth, like, oh, the planet's actually Earth.
Yeah.
So it's not After Earth.
No.
It's during Earth.
Exactly.
Change the name of the movie.
Netflix actually had to release a public statement that Netflix warns against people doing the Bird Box Challenge, as it's dangerous, a trend that's been going viral. And it's weird because the same thing happened here in Utah with the Tide Pods.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bird Box Challenge here.
No, because that happened here.
Yeah, it's happened here a couple of times, yeah.
Did you see the lady who was driving with her windows covered? She got she crashed in Layton and like hurt someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that, and there was another kid, a 17-year-old girl, who put her beanie down over her eyes while she was driving, so she could do this challenge. Like, oh my gosh!
More like Bird Box mentally challenged.
Yeah. What? Why?
I just don't understand.
Why? If you're gonna do that, do it
in your home.
Do it inside,
or do it while don't do it while driving.
No.
No.
Like, go to the mall and do the Bird Box
I
challenge
imagine,
and accidentally
like,
poke some old lady in the eye.
Some
That'd
of
be
these,
the worst
some
thing
of
you
these
could
people, it would probably also be the for Snapchat or for like YouTube or something, just to be kind of funny and to play off of what's popular at the moment.
I understand that, but at least have one of your friends being a lookout
Mm-hmm.
so that you can't get into trouble.
Oh, for sure.
Like, film it, have fun filming it, but don't put anyone else in danger. That's the only thing. Kill yourself doing stupid challenges. Don't kill other people.
Exactly.
Yeah, KYS, guys. The Bird Box challengers, not listeners. Sorry.
Oh, geez.
I should have been.
WWG says, kill yourself.
Like, wow, this just took a dark turn. We just asked for a mass genocide.
Took a dark turn because of the blindfolds.
Drink the Kool-Aid, guys. Did you hear about the one Jonestown survivor? Like, that was a comedian?
Mm-mm.
He kept missing the punchline.
That's actually pretty good.
How's that bread, Troy?
It's so good. That's why I'm eating it now. I can't wait.
It was a team effort from Colton and Emily to make this bread. I found out.
All right. It's you, by the way.
Wait, what?
It's your story.
Oh, it's my story now?
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
gosh, sorry. Oh, speaking of Jesus Christ.
That's why I was having the bread and like, oh, well, he's
Oh.
got the story.
Okay, well, AJ wouldn't stop talking.
Troy's over here breaking bread.
Yeah.
See?
You know, I actually, when I came over, I had one loaf and I turned it into two.
All right.
Anyways, so Jesus Christ is DC Comics' newest superhero. And that it's hilarious because in the story, it's actually the Son of God, like Jesus Christ himself, and he is sent down to Earth to let's see what they say. I want to use the actual words from this story.
He's gonna turn the other cheek just to open another can of whoop ass.
So he's sent
Turn
to
the other cheek of justice.
He's sent down to Earth to room with Sunman, who is this Sunman, and he's just shocked to learn how his teachings have been subverted by humanity and sets out to make the world right. So yeah, and it's on this cover here. You see Jesus Christ and Sunman. Sunman has a guy in a headlock with a bloody nose and a black eye, and then Jesus Christ has a guy in a headlock, kinda feeding him a piece of bread.
Feeding him a loaf of bread.
I've read some of the other like funny kind of comics that they've done. The Claus one, Santa Claus is more of a Nordic, like kind of nomad.
Yeah.
And then I've also read the one where they've done like it's like a Christmas one where Santa Claus has to go around and kill all these zombies. And so, I mean,
sure.
I like some of these different like funny parodies that they've done.
No, Santa Claus is actually in the Marvel universe as a character. Like, he's
a mutant.
He's a mutant. He's the most powerful mutant on Earth. Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he brings children toys.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they go a direction of like kind of Hercules style, I think it could be all right.
It looks like they're going like Christ here in modern times, and it's like a comic that would be written by Kevin Smith, or something like that.
Do you think they're just gonna like go? I mean, I don't mind some sacrilegious stuff, but a lot of the times this is like it's kind of cringeworthy. Or you're just like,
I think they're gonna make plenty of jokes like feeding the hungry and
Turning water into wine.
Yeah.
he's like drunk.
like Jesus Christ is gonna go to a block party and turn the swimming pool into wine. Like, drink up, guys.
Yeah, I think SNL did a skit like that once, where Will Ferrell was.
They had
Jesus.
one. I think SNL did one where it had the Terminator that he was trying to save Jesus, and Jesus kept resurrecting him because he's just like, no, he will betray you, and shoots Judas in the chest and kills him. And Jesus is like, no, it's supposed to happen. Raises him back from the dead, and I don't know. It was pretty funny. But I don't know about the other skit if they've done that.
I think they did something similar to that. Anyway, I saved that picture of that comic book, and I'll I'll post it on our Facebook page so you can see the cover.
Maybe we'll throw it up on World War G2.
Second Coming. That's what it's called.
Oh man.
So Star Trek 4 has been canceled.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dang it.
And honestly, as the resident Star Trek fan here, I'll say I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Those three movies were good. You know, they have their place. But yeah, I'm good.
Would you rather have an Orville movie?
No, I think
watching the second season. Already.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I think the Orville is good staying on television. Yeah.
Yeah, it's made for like the television screen.
Yeah.
So I can really see it.
It's like when they first brought Next Generation Star Trek and made the first movie. It just didn't quite feel right.
It just feels like they jam so much into these movies.
Yeah.
That you get them confused even like watching them in order. It's like, okay, what happened in this one? No, but that wasn't actually this one.
Yeah.
Long have gone the days of like Lord of the Rings where you're like, I know exactly what happened in the Two Towers from start to finish, you know, and I know, or even in the Harry Potter movies, it's really easy to be like, oh, these different events happened in this movie.
Yeah.
I think a lot of space movies are that way too, because they think they have to make it complicated because space and that technology is complicated. And they have to confuse us into thinking it's a good movie.
Well, it is the final frontier. It's for my Star Trek peeps out there. Which I've actually been watching here. As you can
VHS?
See, on DVD.
Oh, DVD?
VHS.
I have the original series is right there on VHS.
I have Star Wars.
Right behind Star Wars. But
so you like Star Wars more then because it's in the front?
Well, I didn't do this. These are all my mom's movies. Yeah, I don't have that many VHS tapes.
Knows mother knows best.
Yeah.
As long as like we don't come in here and it's like all Norman Bates kind of thing going on.
Okay.
It gets he's like taking food up to her,
yeah,
taking care of her.
Not so much. All right.
So X-Men, they are getting a new addition. The newest character for X-Men is going to be a drag queen mutant. And have you guys had a chance to check out the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
To me, I don't know. It feels like a lot like it's just kind of pandering. And
it is.
It's what's popular at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I can see that Marvel has done this is to get more readership in.
Right.
So pandering.
Yeah. There you go.
I think that's literally the definition.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
To bring in more of the LGBTQ community, start getting them to read comic books.
Was that kind of like a demographic? Because I not gonna lie, like the majority of them when I picture that whole demographic, I already imagine them being pretty nerdy and pretty open to comic books in general.
Pretty open-minded, and yeah.
Going to Hot Topic and Spencer's,
sure.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So I didn't think that they were... I mean, it's good to be recognized and represented, I guess.
Sure.
It would be really nice. But at the same time, I already felt like they were pretty nerdy for the most part.
Yeah.
All the gay, lesbian, like all the different people that I know, like for my friends, they're already like super nerdy.
Really pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any of them say, I wish there was a gay superhero? I've never heard that from any of the gay people that I know. I wish we had more representation in the superhero universe.
Yeah, but I haven't had many nerdy conversations with gay or lesbian people. I haven't really sat down with them and asked, so...
I'll ask tonight.
I don't know.
When I'm playing with him.
When he's hanging out with his boyfriend. I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't see a need for this, but I mean, to each their own. The reason why I don't see a need is because I don't understand it. I feel like I'm already represented well in the comics.
We're represented, yes, the straight white males are represented plenty.
Yeah.
So if this is something that they need, that's great. And
so are there any other bigger movements that haven't yet been represented?
Represented?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because you've now got Black Panther, you know, which has done like super well.
Captain Marvel.
Latinos.
Ooh, that's really true. Suicide Squad, they only had, what's his bucket?
The one guy.
Yeah, the guy that they took out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that he...
Right.
Yeah. The Cholo, basically, that dies at the end.
Yeah. Latinos, I could see that. I don't know what you would do as far as like a superhero. Well, I imagine, he could just he could just go in and have a better view on these different crimes that are going on. Like crime syndicate, like groups.
Mm.
The Mexican mafia kind of a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that there is a Latino-led superhero film. I can't remember what it was. I just heard it like just in the last couple of days. I can't remember what it is.
Asians?
Asians?
Have they been really represented in comics?
Yeah. There hasn't really been like main characters.
Mm-hmm. In the X-Men universe, they've had quite a few.
Yeah. There's Sunfire. There's what's his name? Shang-Chi.
As far as not just races go, but just as far as like similar to the drag queen kind of, is there another group out there that you'd think that would probably be next?
I would say maybe people who are physically challenged or maybe even mentally challenged.
Ooh, I can see that.
Yeah. They've done that.
Professor X, though, dude.
But a lot of the times it's been for like charity. Like they'll do like a one shot for a disabled child and give him that comic book, and it's never really been mainstream.
Yeah.
It's just the one. So that's true. There hasn't, not that I can think of.
Which you could have a whole. I mean, you'd have to be pretty careful about it, and
yes, you would.
Being walking on eggshells.
You would.
But at the same time, I feel like it could work well in the X-Men universe.
Yes, I agree.
You could also do ones that are superheroes that used to be men and have now transitioned to being women, and you could still call them the X-Men.
All right. Yeah.
That's true. Well done. Well done.
Sorry, I thought I was over here keeping it to myself, and I thought I would share.
Like, no, this is a new podcast for a new year. This is my random thought.
New year, new me. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Bandersnatch. Have you guys had a chance to check this out?
No, but
you have heard of it?
Oh yeah, it's been everywhere.
Right? So they are getting sued, and
X-Men. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. By the company that originally did the Choose Your Own Adventure books, the Choice Co. LLC, they've decided to sue them because they thought of the idea first.
Okay, I remember Goosebumps had a Choose Your Own Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I also remember that when the Batman animated series came out, they had a little cassette tape that you put into this little robot, and that was a Choose Your Own Adventure.
Right.
So
it's been around for like quite some time.
It's been around for a long time. Yeah.
All of a sudden, because it like took off.
Because they want that Netflix money. That's why.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's become super popular because I've been hearing about Choose Your Own Adventure since I was like 5 years old.
I'll
isn't anything
go
new.
more into the actual movie itself, like here shortly, but that's what's. There's not really any new ideas that are coming out lately. It's just advancing on the previous one that you've made, and making improvements.
Yeah.
I mean, they do the same thing with like cell phones or with even PlayStation. You got PlayStation 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's the same company, but at the same time, you're just making stuff better. Same with movies. There's not really any new ideas coming out. Occasionally you'll get a new idea, but for the most part, it's just a remake of something else.
Yeah.
So is everybody just going to become like super Sue happy and it's going to...
Well, that's the world nowadays. It's so dumb. I don't think that you should be able to copyright an idea like this. Like, oh, we get to a certain point in the story, we let them either go to page 23 or page 48, and, like, that's their choice. It's not even the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's stupid. They need to get a life.
Yeah, it's like trying to copyright a word
or a dance move.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Like, it just doesn't work. And I don't think that lawsuit is going to go anywhere.
Well, I do think it is because they've already had, like, set a precedent. And the majority of the time when it comes to law, it's all about, hey, look at this previous case that has taken place and what the results were from this one. And that kind of sets the precedence for everything moving forward. We've already gone so far down that I almost feel like we need to have a point where it's just like, hey, nope, moving forward, this is the new law of the land.
Yeah. And, well, I think if they are going to set precedent, they're going to have to prove that
it was stolen directly from them.
Yeah, from them, and that they had the idea, and that I think that is going to be hard to do.
If it was like a story, because it's not like any of their other books. I've read quite a few Choose Your Own Adventure ones. I've never heard of this idea, and after watching it, like it's a completely new story.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if porn is going to jump in on this. The Choose Your Own Adventure. I could see it happening.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I still think that they should do this for the movie theaters, and you can have your phone. Yeah. Yes.
And everybody votes?
They've already done that.
Like that Newvies app?
Mm-hmm. Or even like the video game Hidden Agendas. There's one out there where everybody's like, you're sitting around with your phones. You're given certain clues on your phone that not everybody else are privy to. So it's kind of like Clue, but at the same time, so that's why you're basing your decisions off of certain inside information that you've got. It's actually pretty cool. But I think they need to bring it to the big screen. I think it could actually translate and work well. Because then people would want to go see it again, and then they'd want to own it so they could, like, you know, if they didn't go see it again, they could play it at home.
Yeah.
It's got potential.
And I could totally see that happening here soon in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
With what they've done with Bandersnatch and all that.
Yeah.
I could see that happening within the next few years.
Absolutely. I also think that they are going to eventually do, okay, so with the PS4, you've got that little mic in the front of it.
Yeah.
Where they've kind of tried to utilize it in some of the video games. Alien Isolation, Shadow of Mordor, they've used it where you hear certain sounds in the controller.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't that you don't hear up on screen. I think eventually if they start doing these, you help out and you pick the direction that the movie goes, I think they should also have it where it appears up on the big screen, and as you're watching the movie in real time, like one of the characters pops up on your screen on your phone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like say for instance, like Ant-Man gets like shrunk down and he gets like thrown across the room and then he appears on your screen.
That'd be kind of cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I think there's potential for it. I just hope it doesn't like fall flat on its face, kind of like 3D movies did.
Yeah, you don't get many 3D movies anymore, do you?
Not really.
Mostly it's just kind of kid films.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3D movie that I saw was in Las Vegas 2 years ago at the M&M factory. You know that movie that they show there?
It's been so long since I've been there.
Yeah, they have that little M&M movie that's 3D.
Yogi Bear was the last 3D movie I saw.
Really?
Or Coraline. I don't know which one came out first.
I think mine was probably they did Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D. I think that was the last one I saw.
That could be pretty cool.
It was all right.
Tim Burton-esque movies work well for translating.
See, that's the thing. I mean, they're okay, but they're so expensive when you go see them. Yeah. That's one of the biggest problems with them.
Yeah, because you have to pay for the glasses that you give back.
Yes, that you give back, yes. And actually don't give them back. They go into the little thing and then they get recycled. That's what happens. But no, heaven forbid you keep them.
Right. Well, what would you really use them for? So you can walk around like outside?
It's not that. It's the principle. I paid for these. They're now mine.
Property.
I mean,
you write your name on them?
It makes sense. And I've actually seen on like eBay, you can actually buy your own 3D glasses. If you
So
really
does that
wanted
make the
to.
movie cheaper?
No, you can't opt out.
No, and that's
have
the
my
thing. That's the thing. It wouldn't make the ticket price any cheaper. So
That's lame. So Bandersnatch, the movie itself.
Bandersnatch? I
Yes.
barely know her.
very good. Very good.
It's a very dirty title.
Yeah.
It sounds dirty.
Bandersnatch.
Sounds like that. Who's the Russian boogeyman?
Babadook?
Babadook, Bandersnatch, Babadook.
Benedict Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Benedict Bandersnatch. Babadook Bandersnatch.
This
It's
movie
gonna start
is
being my online ID.
Mine is always crepey Frenchman.
Nice. I like it.
I like it, yeah. The movie itself is best watched on a phone or a tablet, and because you're given, those quick time events in video games where you've only got a couple of seconds to choose which direction you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it does. It has like a little black line that gets smaller and moves towards the center of the screen. So if you don't make a decision, it makes it for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've never let it make a decision for me because I'm always so intrigued with this that I want to make the decision.
So are you able to just tap on which one that you want?
Yes. Yeah. And even going into the movie, so when you first start watching it, it says, "Hey, this is an interactive movie. Do you understand?" And you have to hit yes or no, which already kind of sets the precedence and sets the tone for the whole entire movie that you're watching after this. And at first, you're given these smaller. Let me break down the movie. Because it's going to change for everybody, though. But for the most part, you play as
I was going to say, you can't explain a plot to a movie that changes.
Right? But for the most part, this is kind of like the flow of it. You've got a boy that he wants to work for a company to create a video game because he loves this book, Bandersnatch. He wants to create this kind of... It look reminiscent of Doom because it's set in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's kind of older school where you walk down a corridor and you can turn left and then you're put in front of a character that's just hey, do you want to go this direction or do you want to take the key or do you want to go, So you're given quite a few different choices. As you progress through the story, you're trying to empathize for the kid because when he first releases the game to the world, it gets met with horrible reviews and it's not very good and it seems rushed. Then you go back in time and you try to make it a little bit better. But if you choose certain pathways, then the video game results turn out bad. So you're dealing with that. You're also dealing with things from your father and your past because of a certain event that you did, make your mother late for a train. So she catches the next train and she ends up dying. So that's kind of the end goal is you're trying to go back in time and eventually save her. But you're not exactly sure if you choose one direction, if it's going to help or hinder your progress. And at first it's kind of trivial things like what kind of music do you want to listen to on the bus? And what kind of food do you want to eat for breakfast? And then it starts these consequences are you jump off a bridge or you jump off this building or you have your buddy jump off this building. It starts getting crazy. Plus,
so how often do they make you make choices?
I would say it's probably about every 2 to 3 minutes. So you do have to be this is one of those movies that you can pay attention to. And if you've ever watched Netflix on your phone, you know how you're given you can go back 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. You're not able to do that. And you actually don't know the duration of the movie itself. You know how typically it says hey, it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't have that bar down at the very bottom because you don't know how long the movie's going to be because with my first walkthrough and first playthrough of it, it was actually only about 30 minutes long. And yeah.
So how many times have
Speedrun.
you gone through?
3 times so
Three
far.
times.
Yeah. And it's
What's the
kinda,
longest?
The longest it took about hour and a half. And it was because I made certain choices that I didn't do the first time, and you're not given that option to be able to go back before your choice. It's also kind of trippy because there's one direction that you go with it, that he's just like, I feel like I'm not in control of my body and I don't have control of this. Who's controlling me? And you can choose to say hey, it's me. I'm watching Netflix. And then you have to explain to the kid what Netflix is. And it's
funny.
It's bizarre. It's pretty trippy. But it's definitely a ride.
Well, props to that actor then, being able to convey all of these different storylines.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And make them pretty convincing. And at first I thought it was this a lot of times with these choose your own adventure kind of things, it doesn't feel like those choices have much ramification because they've already got a set agenda of how the story wants to go. So it's just kind of a little almost like a side quest, and then it goes back to the main thing. No, this completely changes the movie entirely. So you can be watching an entirely different film.
Huh.
That's neat.
It's
Interesting.
It's worth a watch. I would definitely check it out.
I wonder if they're gonna keep doing that. I wonder if this is just gonna be the first of many Netflix choose your own adventure things.
The Black Mirror series, they typically release 3 to 4 hour and a half movies per season. So I could really see them making 3 different installments. And kind of making it a movie series, season.
Like a choose your own adventure trilogy.
Yeah, kind of a deal. It has potential. It definitely has potential for it.
Yeah.
I was getting the entire time I was getting kind of a what's that one movie? Ashton Kutcher.
Butterfly Effect?
Butterfly Effect. Kind of a vibe going on with it.
Which, that's a great movie.
Right?
So that's good.
Yeah. So out of it's weird to score this movie, but I would say out of.
Well, I would say score the experience itself, not just movie it completely, but the whole experience.
Out of 5, let's go with out of 5 video games. I would probably give it about a 3.5.
Okay.
There was a couple of parts where it's kind of you've already chosen the direction that you want to go, and you have to wait until the bar completely ends before they actually move. So they're kind of just sitting there, but they're actually moving it. So it's not it's stagnant and you're just waiting on screen for the next part.
Yeah.
They're just kind of sitting there waiting, kind of debating, mulling over the options that they have, and then they do whatever you've selected. So that was kind of there was a little bit of a lag to it, but other than that, no, it was for creativity and what they did with it. It was decent.
It's interesting. All right.
The other thing that I did want to review or touch base on was Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
The one-shot demo. You're given 30 minutes to play this game, a select scene right from the get-go. And if you survive the whole entire game and make it through in under 30 minutes, then you get a new trailer, but you can just go online and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking forward to this one. It reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 6, same gunplay style. Not to give too much away with it, but it's on the PlayStation Network and it's on PC and Xbox. So
still hanging in there with those Resident Evil games, huh?
yes,
I'm surprised.
They're making a comeback. I think after Resident Evil 7, they kind of got a bigger following because they released the VR version of it. And Evil Within kind of helped boost their franchise as well. They're playing off of each other. But,
Okay.
yeah.
And then I guess we can talk about Punisher Season 2. There's a trailer that came out for that.
With Jigsaw.
I don't know if this is going to do well, only because I think because they've canceled pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Iron Fist and Daredevil and Luke Cage. And so I don't think this is going to do that great. Like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to watch it, to be perfectly honest.
I was watching, like, I didn't make it through, like, I know this is kind of a review for Netflix series. I didn't make it through the first 6 episodes.
Me neither.
I was just, like, I kind of lost interest. It kind of annoyed me how much time they were spending with his friend in this little bunker where they're hiding out.
Yeah.
And I didn't really care for the whole, like, direction that they went with it. There was that initial fight scene where he's fighting those guys when he's working on the like a job site.
Construction.
That was legit, and I'm like, this is going to be amazing. And then it kind of like just tapered off.
Tapered off, yeah.
There was a couple other like really cool fight scenes where he's like out in the field, and kind of working hand in hand with the guy that's like in his ear.
Yeah.
But this season actually has got me a little bit more excited for it. There's a lot more action. It seems like they fit their stride.
Yeah, if they make it Punisher-y,
right?
You know, and actually make it a lot violent and action-packed and like the Punisher should be, then I can see myself watching that. But
well, they're gonna have to make it standalone, and like you said, with everybody, like with all the other things canceling, you're not going to see any type of a crossover with like Daredevil or any other type of, you know, where Daredevil and him team up.
Right.
Kind of deal.
Also, if season 2 ends on some sort of like cliffhanger, you're never going to get season 3.
Have they only said that they're doing season 2 and that's it?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, with them canceling everything else.
And they already made, they already made the season. Did they already make it before it was said that these other things were canceled?
I think so, yeah.
So they're going to be going into this thinking they're getting a 3rd season.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to really like end it. You know, like if you knew that this series was going to end, then you'd probably go a different direction and just go big or go home.
Right. They're not going to like tie up any loose ends or unless they did like some emergency reshoots or something like that where they brought everybody back.
But then it would just feel like it was kind of shoehorned in there, fixed in there just to kind of end it.
Right. So screwed if you do, screwed if you don't.
Basically.
Yeah. And they'll have to do the same thing with Jessica Jones. Mm-hmm. If they do another season of that. I haven't even heard. I don't know. But
that's the only one that hasn't said whether they've been canceled or not that I've heard of. Everything else has been.
Well, and they haven't specifically said Punisher either. But, I mean, with them canceling everything else, it's pretty obvious that those two are next.
Right. They're on the chopping block.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, television shows that could actually work well for TV. Like, superhero ones that could work well for it.
For Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Because Netflix has kind of gone darker, grittier.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of superheroes that would work well on Netflix. Everyone wanted a Moon Knight series.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty cool. Well,
because then you can actually like tell an entire story rather than being limited to like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
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 Where then you'd feel a little bit more invested with the characters and they'd actually, be more developed.
Yeah. What's your take on that, Colton?
Sounds good.
Right. Did you get a chance to watch the trailer?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch the first Punisher. I didn't watch... I watched the 2nd season of Daredevil. That's pretty much it, though, in terms of my experience with the new Punisher. I just
you have to watch the 3rd.
I'm not a huge fan of that actor. Just his Walking Dead portrayal, like his character, I hated him so much it made me not like the actor. That's how good of a job he did.
Watch the movie Wind River.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
He did a really good job in that movie. That kind of like gave me a little bit more.
Does it make you like him in that movie?
Yeah, he's not.
I'm looking for a likable character, guys.
He's not a dirtbag like he was in Walking Dead.
Yeah,
and he's not in it that long, honestly. Yeah. I mean, spoilers, but he's not.
But it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Okay. You guys have anything else?
No.
No, I've had a pretty slow week this week.
Me too. Yeah. It's rough when you're
without a car.
You can't really go and do anything. I don't know.
Left to your thoughts.
I
Yeah.
have a bicycle you can borrow if you want.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to scoot around town on a bike.
Better than walking.
That's true. Although I do enjoy walking. I have clocked in quite a few miles since I've been here.
He told me that he's been walking to the Megaplex from here.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
That is a long freaking walk.
Down, up this.
It's only
down to
it's only a
23rd
couple
Street.
miles.
Gosh, it feels
No,
so
if
much longer.
you go, I
You go
walk
up
down.
Harrison.
I walk all the way down 12th.
Okay.
Go on Washington, turn left
Over
on
to
Washington,
23rd.
go all the way down, and then
It's like
23rd.
10 blocks.
That's 10
there.
blocks. That's a lot of blocks.
It's just a couple miles. It's really not that bad.
Okay.
If you say so. I don't like walking, so.
I enjoy walking.
AJ enjoys walking uphill.
I do. Lots of hiking.
Yeah, I just throw on the headphones and just go on my walkabouts, as my mom
Sounds
calls
so
them.
freeing.
It is. It's very
You
nice.
should knock on people's doors on the way.
Just like waves to people, you know.
I've been given the gift of freedom and time.
Free time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. A little unsettling. I'm not gonna lie. So really quick, I just thought of this. I just ordered another shirt from our shop.
Mm-hmm.
I already know which one it is. I'm pretty sure I can guess.
What do you think?
It's gonna say "Stay geeky, my friends." Yeah,
That's one.
'cause that's
Emily
what I
has
was like.
too.
Oh, that looks pretty legit.
I ordered. It's kind of a light brown, tannish color.
I wish more people would order them. I worked hard on those shirts.
That's what I wanted to talk about. If you go to shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG, I went through the other day and just added a bunch more stuff to our shop. We have the Stay Geeky, my friends, shirt, but you can also get that on not just shirts, but hoodies, hats, mugs, phone cases, baby clothes. We have baby clothes in there.
What?
Oh yeah.
You can geek out your new baby in
Oh, yeah.
all geeky attire.
Geek out your baby. We have that. Plus we have our logo, our Triforce logo that Colton designed. That you can get that in all kinds of different colors. The shirts come in different colors, so you can mix and match all kinds of things. Like I said, we have hoodies.
And the hoodies, I have one, and my wife and my two kids have one. They're really high quality.
Yeah.
They're like good looking and
A
feeling.
lot of the
hoodies.
times you're thinking it's just gonna be like the little cheapy Walmart
like ones that you get at
kinda-
Walmart, yeah.
Mhm.
But no, it's actually they're like really thick and super cozy.
And so are the shirts. I mean, AJ and I both have shirts, and they're high
And the mugs.
and mugs. They're high quality. They really are. So if I'm just saying, if you like the show, you want to show your support, that's definitely a way you could do that.
We'll definitely post your pictures up on our Facebook page.
Yes, please do. Please do. Also, another thing that's up there is we have, I drew a cat that looks like Optimus Prime.
Mhm.
I call him Optimus Kitty. That was for a project that I did for another friend a little while back. But I'm really proud of it. And so you can get that. You can get Optimus Kitty on a shirt or on a phone case or on a hat or whatever you want. And it's parody, so you're not going to get sued.
Boom.
Or we're not going to get sued, I should say. So, yeah. So again, it's shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. We're going to start plugging that a little more. Get people to go at least look around at the shop. You know, browse a little bit. Don't have to buy anything, but just check out
see what's out there.
Just check out what's there.
And if you do happen to buy something, make sure you take a picture and send it to us. Post it on our page or something. Let us know, because we love that stuff.
We do. I think there should be more stuff coming, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There's more things being designed.
Yes. So, look forward to that. All right. So, you can listen to all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, and at cosmicpotato.com. On social media, we're at facebook.com/worldwargpodcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG Podcast, though admittedly we don't do much with that. Just as I said, you can check out our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night?
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. We need to find something for you to say during this little spiel. All right.
Do we really want to add more to that list?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
It keeps growing.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be any longer. Also, remember you can always call or text the show at any time at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G episode 203. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
I've been Colton.
And you've been the listener. Stay geeky, my friends.
Bye. And her mom, his mom, took the dog and like her little poodle and like put it in the water just like to swim around.
Yeah.
And we were just like playing in the water and like not paying much attention. And all of a sudden I look over and we kind of like we're all on the dock area just sitting. And then all of a sudden we just saw a fin. Funk, and like you just see this fin just go. And that's all I saw. And the dog was gone. Yeah. There's like a carp or something.
Tiger muskie.
That's
what it is.
Yeah, it was probably a tiger muskie. Just ate the dog.
They're aggressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the dog was just like swimming around, just and we're like making fun of it because it was like it would go past you and you just kind of like push it down a little bit and it would go, yeah, like so it was really funny to like watch it. It's like it reminds you of like one of those little things that you put in the bathtub. Yeah, but it was just going along and it was just whoop, splash.
That's crazy.
Wow. Fish ate the dog.
Yeah. It was awesome. I kind of like was trying not to laugh. Like, the whole
It'd be
time.
hard not to.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you feel bad for the mom, but at the same time, like, dang.
I'd just make like one of those Jim from The Office face where you see something happen, you look right at the camera.
I really like those Jim memes wherever it's got like him like
In
looking at the
blinds.
blinds. Yeah. Those are hilarious.